Andrew Mitchell.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my purpose today is not to criticise the government, but to urge them to do more on what is without doubt the worst humanitarian crisis in the world. I don't wish to detain the House on the high politics of the region, but to focus on the unspeakable suffering of Sudanese civilians who for almost 2 years have borne the brunt of the most appalling violence perpetrated by the two warring factions. Today, Mr. Speaker, 25 million people need urgent humanitarian assistance, with over 8 million internally displaced and a further 3 million seeking refuge in Chad, Egypt, Eritrea and Ethiopia. Above all, we face the unconscionable situation where a horrific famine looms over millions of people, which will lead unbearably to hundreds of thousands of women, children and men starving to death before our eyes. And if that isn't enough, the violence perpetrated by the RSF particularly, but not only in Darfur, is explicitly identity-based, involving the targeting of black African tribes such as the Masalit and Zagawa. Right now, in El Fasher, Darfur, over 500,000 civilians face siege and the triple threat of identity-based mass violence, armed conflict and famine. Last week, the US Secretary of State, Tony Blinken, called these horrors out for what they are: genocide. His determination is surely the clarion call for the UK as penholder on Sudan at the United Nations to confront genocide and crimes against humanity in Sudan. Will the Minister set out the government's approach to atrocity crimes in Sudan? Will she consider funding Adama Dieng's office as the African Union Special Advisor on Prevention of Genocide? Mr. Speaker, many of us have long warned that Sudan is the forgotten crisis. I saw this for myself on the border between Chad and Darfur last year, and it has come to pass that the world's neglect has allowed appalling crimes to thrive. Now it is time for British international leadership more than ever to shine the spotlight, to prick the world's conscience, and to bend every sinew of our capabilities to bring this indescribable horror to an end.